Hey everyone, Seth Hawkins, Community Forester with the Georgia Forestry Commission here. Welcome to another episode of our Ask the Arborist Tree Care video series. Today we're going to talk about supplemental watering for your more recently planted trees and proper application of that water during the hot summer months. So we're going to take a look at a pretty recently planted tree here and that needs some watering, and just talk about proper application of that water. Okay, and so what Alex is doing right here is kind of just pulling back the mulch and just kind of looking at the soil under there and just seeing how dry or wet it is, right? So you can see that's pretty dry stuff under the mulch, so it's a pretty good sign we need to water. Trees like to get all the way good and saturated, then all the way dried out, then all the way saturated and all the way dried out. They don't like to stay damp all the time, or else you'll get root rot issues, surface root formation, things like that. So based on how dry that is, I think it's time to water. We usually recommend people to water about once a week during the summer months. Really, I say spring or summer. I like to water my trees from about April through September. So again, once a week, about 5 to 7 gallons per caliper inch. So caliper is the diameter measurement about 6 inches off the ground. So you can see we're pushing about 3.5, 4 inches caliper right here. So somewhere between 20 and 30 gallons once a week is a good amount to apply to this tree. So we fashioned some little homemade deer protectors for the trees. We had a big issue with deer rubbing the trees out here in this grove that we'd planted. And all this is PVC pipe split and then kind of taped and zip tied back together. And that just helps hold it together, but leaves enough wiggle room for the tree to be able to get airflow inside that deer protector and for the tree to be able to grow in diameter and not get girdled by that protector. So after we've established how much we need to water and how often we need to water, then it's time to actually apply that water. We're going to use 5-gallon buckets today. This is a good way to make sure you know the volume of water you're adding. You can also use hoses, but it's really important to know the flow rate of your hose. You can do that just filling up a 5-gallon bucket and get you a gallons per minute flow rate. But just make sure you're hitting that 5 to 7 gallons per caliper inch number. But you notice Alex and I both kind of spread the water out, kind of poured it in a little slowly, make sure it doesn't run off, make sure it seeps in there. So that's really all there is to it. We just added our 20 gallons to this tree. That should take care of it for the next week. If we happen to get like 2 inches or more of rain in this next week, we might not have to do this process. But if you're not getting that much rain in a week during the summer, it's really important to provide that supplemental water to your recently planted trees. Usually we consider the establishment phase for a tree to at least be the next 2 summers after planting, sometimes even 3 if it was a larger tree at planting. For more information on watering, you can go to our website, gatrees.org. There's a lot of great information there about proper and adequate tree watering, as well as all the other tree care topics. We also invite you to go to the Ask the Arborist page. Send in pictures and questions to that, and our team of arborists will help answer your tree care questions. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot about watering your trees, and we will see y'all in the next episode.